Leber, weekly 9 to noon. That's WEEKLY, 9 to noon. At Nacho Libre via X. Twin Cities Live, Channel 5, 3 to 4:30. Fantastic show. TCL, yeah, you know way, 3 to 4:30. Each and every weekday, Channel 5. And coming up today on Twin Cities Live, it's NFL schedule release day. And we're going to hone in on the importance of keeping schedules organized for the strengthening of marriages.
I always love that one.
Ben Leber joins us now.
Hi, buddy.
What up, Nachito?
Well, not much.
We have a streamer tonight at 7 o'clock.
Yes, we do.
It's available via all of KFAN social channels. Me, Ben, and Pete from our houses. We will know the games for the Minnesota Vikings schedule when you do, and that we promise. We're going to do our very best to avoid all leaks and all subterfuge that is available via social media outlets today. We want to react as the games fall. Is that important to you this evening? And good morning.
You know, I think for the bit, yes, it's important that I stay away from all social media when it comes to schedule release. So that, that'll be a nice thing. That'll be a good forced way to stay off of X most of the day today. Because yes, I do sometimes, like a lot of other people, get sucked in and have a hard time pulling away sometimes.
What do you think about the Mexico City situation?
I love it.
Yeah, me too.
I really do.
I've never been.
4.5
hour flight.
Yeah,
something
4.5 hour flight. And then once we fall back in the fall with the time change, we'll be on the same time zone as them. So there's no adjustment with all of that. It is a place that I would never probably think about going on my own as just a personal vacation. But I'm also very fascinated by one of the most worldly cities in the world. So, yeah, it's a good opportunity personally. I think it's going to be a fun game to see that fan base. I think that stadium holds something like 80,000 people. It looks fantastic. It looks great. The fans look like they really enjoy it. And to have another soccer-like feel at an NFL game, I'm all for it. So
same.
I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, especially when, undoubtedly there would have to be at least 2 home games up to the Mexico game, right? After Dublin and Tottenham last year, to have another one out of the country the next year because of your worldly appeal deserves a schedule-related solid delivered to the Minnesota Vikings. In fact, how about 3 consecutive home games up to the Mexico game with a Week 12 bye? Come back fresh and ready to rock the final 5 weeks. Know what I mean?
Yeah, I kind of like that. I think that is one of the things that I'll be watching for on the schedule releases. When are we going to have a bye right after Mexico City? Because there's no guarantees, as we've seen now, that all these teams have to be prepared as a lot of teams are going to be playing internationally as we go along. Eventually every team's going to play international every year. There's no guarantee that you're going to have a bye week. And we didn't do it last year.
Right.
So it's possible that, was it last year or the year before? Either way, we came back from across the pond and we did not have a bye week. So
that was the previous one.
That was the previous year.
Yeah, last year was a week and a half in Europe.
Yeah.
And if I'm a learned scribe and I'm like digging into the weeds about what goes into the NFL, talking to teams, and what goes into, quote, international games, end quote, my question would be, does the NFL consider Mexico City an international game? Because if you're under the belief that you are sent to another continent for a week and change, that you won't have a, quote, international, end quote, game the next year. So I'm just wondering if the NFL equates Mexico City as an international game, even though it's out of your country, but it's in North America, and it takes less time to get there than Seattle.
Yeah. From a player standpoint, I would say no, it's not an international game.
Yeah.
I
think if you got the league to tell the truth, they would say the same thing.
Yeah. From a Paul Martin logistics standpoint, he would say, they would say, absolutely, it's an international trip. If you have to include passports, and you're going to a different place with a foreign language, where English is the second language,
I agree.
Then I think it is an international game. But I do understand where the NFL is looking at this from a time commitment standpoint. I doubt neither team is going to get there days before. They're not looking for green space to have practices. They're not asking the strength and conditioning departments to bring in weights for these guys to stay on their weekly weight regiment. Like, it is going to be treated as if it's just an away game for both teams, domestic away game. And we may leave Friday afternoon is my assumption. Get there on Friday night, have regular Saturday, play the game on Sunday night, probably just fly home Monday morning, which would be a little different. But again, 4.5 hours. We may just pack it up and leave right after the game.
I don't have confirmation with this, but I do recall in being in Europe as long as we were last year that, I don't know whether the Vikings accepted like, oh, yeah, this just looks like the greatest thing in the world, or they acquiesced. In other words, do this, this is good for this and this is good. Okay, cool, we'll do it. But does that come with, and we promise there will be no international game the next year for acquiescing and doing this? And if that's the case, and I don't know it for sure to be the case, but I'm also saying it's not that what I'm saying here is completely outlandish. That would have to mean the Mexico City games are not considered international games.
Well, the way I understand it, after talking to one of the staff members last year when we were in the UK, that all concessions and any sort of leverage the Vikings wielded last year because of the double dipping across the pond was only relevant for that season. Okay. So whatever bone that we were given and whatever we asked for.
I can't wait to do a Barcelona, Australia back-to-back. It's going to be fantastic. Well, no, you just do what they say, right? It's the shield.
No. I don't think it's necessarily the way it was proposed like that. The way I understand it was, hey, we're looking to do this. We need a team to do this back-to-backer because, again, there are teams. And the thing is, like, Jacksonville does it every year where they play, but they don't move locations. They're both just playing back-to-back games in London. So they wanted to experiment what it looked like to travel from a place like Dublin to London.
And it's a 5-hour flight from Jacksonville to London.
Okay, sure.
Okay, well, that makes a difference.
Yes. Yeah, much closer than what we had to do. I think the point is, I don't think that the NFL put a gun to their head. I don't think the NFL pulled the wool over their eyes. I don't think there's any shenanigans with the deal.
Got it.
I was told that we're asking a team to do this. If you do this, we'll give you some concessions on what happens later in the season with bye weeks and whatever, just for the 2025 season. Had nothing to do with the 2026 season. That's a clean slate.
Is there any aspect, too, maybe the ownership group appreciates the idea of being put on a global pedestal? Maybe the Wilfs are thinking to themselves,
maybe
we are interested in and we are happy to step up to the plate and be part of this trailblazing effort by the NFL.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
Now, there won't be a bye week after, because I think Thanksgiving is the next week after the Mexico City game. So we won't get a bye week after this one.
Why?
Because I don't think we have bye weeks on Thanksgiving weekend.
Not at all?
I don't think we do. I'm pretty confident there are no
because so many games are played on Thursday and now Wednesday and Friday that they need a slate of games to play on Sunday, basically. Okay. That's what you're saying.
Well, when at 7:00 tonight, go to KFAN.com or one of the streaming outlets or the social media outlets, that is, for KFAN 1003. You will see me, Ben Leber, Pete Bursich from our houses. And as the games fall, beginning week 1 all the way through the end, we will be seeing those games for the first time, just like you. And we will give you quick fire reaction from your broadcast team, not from a Vox in the Box, but from our houses. 7:00 tonight, at Pete Bursich, at PA on the mic, at Ben Leber, for reminders during the course of the day. So I thought out some keys, like when this thing falls. Just a couple of keys here, and I want to see what you think about them as to way the way the schedule falls, and what I think would be a preference for yours truly and or the team. Like, first question, when do we get Green Bay? Okay, because Micah Parsons is going to miss the first month of the season, 3 to 4 weeks. So he's ahead of schedule, but of late, within the last week, Next Level Goody was talking about probably missing the first 3 or 4 games. Getting Green Bay 2 times, weeks 1 to 4, is preferred. So when that thing falls tonight, If we can get like whomever, Green Bay here, whomever at Lambeau, I wouldn't be mad at that.
No, I wouldn't be mad about that either. The old player in me still.
But I'm being serious, though.
Yeah.
I mean, playing Green Bay without Micah Parsons gives you a better chance to win.
Oh, absolutely does.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
let's have those games in the first month.
Yeah, I mean, look, I think a lot of teams are looking. The whole AFC West is looking at playing the Chiefs early. You know, there's no, you know, even if Mahomes is quote unquote back, we all know, and we saw even with Hawkinson last year, we all know with a knee injury like that, you're not 100% back. You know, your explosiveness and your true, you know, short area quickness and your agility, it does suffer a little bit. So if I'm every team that has the Chiefs on the schedule, I'm like, well, I hope we get them early, and because you're looking at the best players that affect games, and just watch what Micah Parsons did to us at Lambeau Field last year. He was a game wrecker.
He did it to everybody. I mean, it's like they didn't have a first round pick, the Packers, this draft, and they don't have one next draft.
Yeah,
I'm like, I'd rather have Micah. I'd rather have Micah than those 2 first round picks, wouldn't you?
A healthy Micah.
Healthy Micah.
Yep.
So, I don't know, the NFL giving the Vikings 3 consecutive home games up to the Mexico trip. That'd be great. I think that'd be cool. Speaking of acquiescing. And the teams the Vikings play this year in no particular order. Of course, on the road, you have Green Bay, Detroit, and Chicago. You're also at Tampa Bay, at New Orleans, at Jets, at 49ers. That'll be in Mexico, Mexico City, and at New England. At home, Packers, Lions, Bears, Falcons with Tua, Carolina with Bryce, Miami with Malik, Buffalo with the Beast, Washington, Durante Jones, Indianapolis Colts, potentially Danny Dimes. So at home, you're going to get the division teams, the Falcons, the Panthers, the Dolphins, the Bills, the Commanders, and the Indianapolis Colts. From a scheduling preference standpoint, to keep the team, you know, like out of cold weather games and get all the constituents involved with said traveling party out of a cold weather state in December. How about at Tampa Bay and at New Orleans late, please, when it's cold here?
Oh, please, yeah. Well,
when these things fall tonight, man, if it just keeps going this, we're middle of December and we know the Mexico City game's coming and it's going to be warm down there and we got no Tampa Bay and New Orleans. We'll be like,
I know.
Let's go.
I know.
Baker, what?
Just get ready for that altitude converation.
Well, that's
Mexico
the thing.
City.
Oh, wow, that's right.
It's higher than Denver.
It's higher than Denver.
7,200 feet.
Ooh, jeez.
Yeah. Yeah, that'll
broadcast team on the oxygen masks. Let's go.
Shoot them on the oxygen mask week 1 at Lambeau.
The only difference, though, is both teams will be at a disadvantage.
Mm-hmm.
It's
got to breathe the same air, Pete. Ben.
It's one thing if you're going to go play Denver where they're used to it. That's their home stadium.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they've been training it for months and months and months.
Yep.
49ers are going from sea level to 7,200 feet. You know, so they're going to be doing the same thing. That'll be a tricky thing to see how our guys, how both teams sort of adjust to that altitude.
So the NFL is very particular, or attempts to be very particular about leaks that come out days before or day of with the super special schedule. Got a big show tonight at 7 o'clock, 6:30, whenever it begins on TV. You know, they sell advertising. They want a lot of eyeballs. And the more fan bases know where their games fall, probably the fewer eyeballs on the schedule release show. You know what I mean? Or I think they look at it like that a little bit. So from what I understand, it's tightened even more, or at least they're attempting to have it tightened even more, specifically from those within organizations. So like if we find out, you know, hey, your 3/4 of your schedule was released. If we find out it came from the inside, there's going to be a problem. Know what I mean? So I don't know how hard they look into it and stuff like that, but I mean, that's kind of the mantra or how it is every single year. So I purposely have not looked for scheduling leaks after, specifically after I saw this yesterday. Somebody on Twitter named Dov Kleeman.
Oh gosh. Yeah. Dov.
Now what happened?
I think he's.
Did he rip you on the Dave Thomas play?
I think
I didn't
it's
even know
bot.
Twitter existed in 09.
We might have some bot terrorism.
I think Dov is a bot.
Okay, well,
what has he got?
Well, he's
not always wrong.
Bot or real body. Some of the leaks included this. And I just wonder at the end of this equation if you have any guesses where these came from. Week 5, Chiefs versus Raiders, Monday Night Football. Week 6, Chiefs versus Buffalo Bills. Week 8, Bears versus Cowboys. Week 9, Chiefs versus Titans, Sunday Night Football. Week 14, Chiefs at Broncos, Sunday Night Football. Where do we think those leaks may have come from? It's either somebody within the Chiefs organization, and they gratuitously threw in a Week 8 Bears versus Cowboys
to throw people off,
just to get the squares off the scent, and then right back to the Chiefs tweeting. But with 3 of the 4 Chiefs games, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. So you may have somebody within a network.
Yeah.
Where do we think these leaks came from?
Well, the thing is, I think it's almost impossible, unless you're really, really careless and reckless and sloppy. I think it'd be almost impossible to figure out who leaked this stuff, because there's so many people that know. Mm-hmm. There's so many people at the league office that know. These schedules are built months in advance. Mm-hmm.
There are like 3 or 4 people, maybe a little more, within organizations, I believe, that get access to the schedule. Like they have it now. But
yeah, of course they have it now.
They didn't have it 2 days ago. They may have had parts of it from a traveling standpoint, but they go that far to minimize potential leaks coming from the inside.
Well, and then think about all the networks as they bid out these games.
Yeah.
It is a little bit of a draft lottery when they go through with the networks and they say, all right, week 4, all right, Fox, you have the number 1 pick this week. NBC, you have the number 1 pick the next week. All that stuff. They got to know who they're bidding on. Mm-hmm. So there's tons of people within the networks that know. And guess what?
Right.
A lot of networks share the same agents as a lot of the players.
So Rune Arledge with Sunday Night Football has leaked Chiefs Titans, Chiefs Broncos, Sunday Night Football. And I'm just going to throw you a little nugget here. Chiefs Raiders, Monday Night Football, Week 5. And then to throw the squares off the scent, Week 8, Bears versus Cowboys. Now you're going to have no idea where it came from. I gotcha.
I guess my question then is,
wonder what the NFL thinks about all that.
What is a guy like the bot that Dov is, or any one of these beat writers, outside of the big international games, because that's the big talkers, right? Mm-hmm. I'm actually surprised that they're allowing the international games to be released. I would hold those as close to the vest as possible, because that's the bigger reveal. Mm. Imagine if we found out about a Monday Night Football game 2 days ago, but we didn't know about the Mexico City game until 7:00 p.m. tonight. Mm-hmm. That would have been bigger for me. That's more clickbaity if you're going to release this stuff. If I'm one of these beat writer people,
yep.
How many extra clicks are you getting because the Vikings are going to play on a Monday night in Week 12?
Mm-hmm. Maybe that's why they did the release themselves. I mean, in terms of, I don't know the inner workings of the system, but maybe they felt like they could control it. So, you knew that Saints and Rams or whoever were playing on this particular week, but the whoever behind the curtain guy is, Oz is holding on to the fact that it's in Paris and not in L.A. or New Orleans.
Yeah.
And so then
I'm hoping all these Chiefs games are wrong.
We just run to the presses with Good Morning Football, and let's get this out there into the mist before we take too many Dov Kleiman-related L's.
Yeah, it's possible, and that's the thing. Like, as we just laid out, there's too many people that hold on to this information, that something that juicy, knowing that maybe their favorite football team is going to go play in Madrid or something, that'd be a hard secret to keep in. So I get it. I'm just looking at it from just the pure nuts and bolts of this thing. If there's one thing to keep secret, it's the international games.
Yes, sir.
I don't know what benefit you have from a clickbait standpoint,
back scratching, it's back scratching agents and reporters. Here's the deal.
But is it that important to know who you're playing in Week 3 if it's just a regular home game, or if you're just going to go play in Tampa?
Well, think about it, and let it hit your heart.
It's cooler.
And let it hit your heart and share. So let's just use Shefty, okay?
Sure.
Breaks more news than anybody this side of .com Tom. I'm an agent. I represent Ben Leber, 3rd-round pick, Kansas State. I need you to put this out there about Nacho, and when you do, I promise you, I'll tell you who the Bears play Week 8.
I always love that one.
That's a back-scratching endeavor, isn't it?
I know, but that's...
It is not. It was a stupid one-liner.
Yeah, it does nothing, you know.
Coming up today on Twin Cities Live from 3 to 4:30 on Channel 5, it's NFL Schedule Release Day. And we're going to be honing in on the importance of keeping schedules organized at home for the strengthening of marriages. It's 10:26. Good morning. We got money to give away.
This segment brought to you by Rubbermaid. The Fan and BigDeck.com want to give you a shot to win some bonus bucks with the National Cash Contest. Go to KFAN.com, enter the keyword Bills. The keyword is Bills. Just enter that in at KFAN.com.
You're listening live to Paul Allen at 9 to noon on iHeartRadio and FM.
Yes, sir.
Do you have anything involving the potential placement of teams on the Minnesota Vikings schedule that you would like to share? Or do you just let them, like players are just like, let them fall where they may? And I'm not saying once a player, always a player. With you, I am saying once an athlete, always an athlete.
Ooh, yeah.
But I remember there are just like, you know, I can't remember if it was AM 1130 KFAN or early stages of FM 100.3. Schedule come out, have a player on, have a coach on. And really, they don't, you know, it's not like, damn it, Lambeau in December. That's really going to cause me to stare at a ceiling fan when I lay in bed because it's going to be cold.
Yeah.
Is players and coaches generally are just like, okay, now we know where they fall. The X amount in a row at home or on the road at certain parts of the season seem to matter a lot to the nacho types. What do you think?
Yeah, I think all of those, I would say D, all the above. You want to know where the cold weather games are? It's all about the extremes. Where's the cold weather games? Where's the hot weather games?
Where's Micah?
And where is
and
Micah
when is
Parsons?
Micah?
And where is Vita Vea? I want to know where he's.
I forgot about him.
Yeah,
Antoine Winfield Jr. too. He's a tough customer.
Yeah. So
Baker though.
That goes into the other part of what I think some players think about, at least I thought about sometimes, is like, you know, you obviously know the league and you know the players in that you're going to be playing. And let's just say that I was playing against, you know, the bus, you know, which I did when he was in Pittsburgh. You know,
seems like he'd be a tough stop.
He was a really tough stop. You know, I think they did the schedule release much different back then, you know, 50 years ago when I played. So we didn't really know, I think, beforehand if we had a home or away. Like, okay, we know that we're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers, but we don't know if it's home or away. It was just almost kind of like they just like dropped the whole schedule on us right away. And so in that situation, you'd be like, oh, do I got to play against Jerome Bettis in the warm weather of San Diego, or do I have to play him in a cold weather game in Pittsburgh?
That's a good point.
At the end of December.
Yeah.
Your body's going to feel much different depending on where you play at what time of year. So,
and that thought will last all of 45 seconds and then you'll get back to memorizing organized team activity plays.
Sure.
So you don't get beat out by Hunter Hillenmeyer.
Right.
And the game falls where the game falls.
Yeah. But your stupid little brain goes in that way of like, okay, well, I know a buddy on that team. I'm going to go see that.
That's cool.
I've got you know, we've got this family thing coming up. Let's just say some of these guys are maybe having a baby, and it's like, well, I got a baby that's due this week. Am I home or away? What's it look like sandwiched in between? So, you know, you just look at all your life circumstances and situations and see how it fits in with the schedule. But I would say most of the time it's primetime games. How many primetime games? When are they? Who are they? And then it's cold weather games, hot weather games.
So when we cut loose tonight, 7:00, KFAN.com/watch. All of KFAN's social channels and Ben Leber, Pete Bursic, yours truly, Nick Madden and Zach Halverson with the social team, Zacho and Nico, they're going to drop the games in one by one. And then as we talk about the first game, they're going to prepare the second game because they won't have access to the schedule until 7 p.m. So I guess my only three requests/hopes would be Green Bay twice within the first month. So we ain't got to deal with Micah.
That's not going to happen.
Okay.
Twice?
Why not? We've played Chicago. We've played teams twice in a 4
Short period of time.
Short period of time. 4 week span at the end of the year.
I guess, but I can hope for it. Okay, go for it. Here's your wish list.
Okay, my wish list is Green Bay twice within the first month. No Micah, though. Secondly, Tampa Bay and New Orleans, not and/or, both. December road games at Tampa Bay and New Orleans in December. And do the Vikings a solid for providing your super special shield with worldly appeal. 3 home games up to the Mexico City game. 3 consecutive home games up to the old Mexico City game.
But then what happens after the Mexico City game?
Bye.
You just
are there buys on Thanksgiving?
Well, that's what I was trying to tell you. I don't think there are bye weeks.
Was there last year?
No, there were not.
Okay. Then...
So maybe
that's a great question.
So maybe
Monday night
2 home games.
Oh, bookend it. You got it. Yep.
Yeah, maybe 2 home games.
Home, adios, home.
Yes.
There we go. That's the answer.
Yeah. And hopefully on a Monday night.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that'd be great, too.
Or back it up with another Sunday night.
Do you have any requests? Do you have any hopes or dreams or wishes?
Just in life? On the schedule?
In general, Nachito.
When it comes to the schedule,
yeah,
I do think getting Green Bay early
twice.
Least, I think getting Green Bay at Lambeau early is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, to your point about the away games, I selfishly, again, because I'm sideline guy, I want Jets. Yeah. I want Jets, Patriots.
Remember how excited you were as sideline analyst guy when we were going to Hard Rock in Miami? And then you learned that you were tethered to a wall with a 4 foot. Yeah. like the maximum they would let you go is 4 feet.
When I get the text from Jared or Chad Abbott, it's about, yeah, buddy, we got to hardwire you to the stadium.
That's great. Mm-hmm.
The worst. The worst. So I would put Jets, Patriots.
Oh, yeah.
Not in December. Mm-hmm. Okay in November. Mm-hmm. Not in December.
Digging it.
I would like, to that point, knowing that they can't fit everything in the way that I want, that means that probably Tampa, and that means the Saints, they're going to be probably mixed somewhere more, either December or, it doesn't matter. I guess I'll put it that way. It doesn't matter for those 2 games. I care about the Jets and the Patriots being before December.
What if the schedule maker hits the Vikings like this to start? Road,
Ouch.
Then up to the Mexico City game, road, Mexico City, road out of Mexico City. That'd be unbelievable.
Well, it's going to be a hell of a homestand to finish the regular season, though. That part would be awesome.
Think we wouldn't need it?
Holidays at home.
Dude, I would, that's the other thing. Like, where are we for the holidays?
Yeah. Indoors, preferably.
When is Christmas Day? When was it last year? Was it on the Thursday?
I think it's a Friday.
I think it's a Friday.
I have no idea.
Yeah. Well, so either way,
it is a Friday.
So either way, as long as we don't have a Christmas Day game, then we're straight, because we wouldn't fly out till Saturday on an away game, and we would be obviously home for Christmas and Christmas Eve.
Let's just play in Sydney on Christmas and leave on Thanksgiving.
Dude, I want to go to Sydney. How fun would that be?
It'd be great. I mean, we leave on Thanksgiving Day and return the day after Christmas. That'd be great.
So we've heard the rumors that we're going to be hosting Chicago for the very last game, Week 18.
What? I thought you weren't looking for rumors or leaks.
I'll blame Sauce. He brought it up on the power trip.
Well, where'd he get it?
I saw a Gessling post.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
I'm off. I'm off X from this moment on.
I didn't look at it. It was just like it was brought to me in my ears.
Okay. So at Chicago, you said?
I think it's home.
Oh, here.
I think we end the season at home against Chicago.
Last game of the year.
Okay. So that being said, to your point about we go, away.
That used to be almost like an annual thing.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As long as we if we can get 2 late home games at the end of the season, chef's kiss.
Yeah, preach that. Yeah. So I went to rookie camp last Friday, and I saw somebody wearing number 21, just flying up and down the field. Damon Claiborne. Like, okay.
Yeah.
We're not pretending to talk about 707 plays. Wow, this undrafted wide receiver with a double move on a dime from Cooper Rush. Cooper Rush was at rookie camp, crazy, which that's really going to sell hope and bode well for the 2026 Vikings. What you saw there between Cooper Rush and some no-name undrafted wide receiver. So you don't look for things like that. I just kind of it's like you do a covenant catch-up with a zillion people, just kind of watch people run, look at body type, stuff like that. Yeah. Well, Claiborne runs like the wind, but we kind of knew that, right? Mm-hmm. So I was looking at the far field, and I saw somebody who is 6'6", 282 pounds. And I'm like, who is this from North Carolina by way of Penn State? And then I learned his name is Smith Vilbert.
Oh, yeah.
Smith Vilbert. I mean, wait till you see him during training camp. Just looking at him is like, holy cow. 6'6", almost 300. Defensive lineman. Well, then the next day, they sign him to a 3-year, $3 million deal. So, I mean, he was undrafted. Do you know anything about Smith Vilbert?
I wish I did.
I don't know anything about him.
I have not done a deep dive on him. It definitely perked my ears and my eyes when I was like, whoa, they signed him to a 3-year deal? Mm-hmm. Like, they must really feel like this is a diamond in the rough. Like, right. This is one of those situations of, okay.
Then they signed another guy, Bang Alley something.
Bang Alley?
Yeah, Bang Alley's his first name. I don't know.
Bengali, something like that. Yeah.
Bengali, something.
Is that his last name or his full name?
It's his first name.
That's first and last name, or just first name?
Just first name. But I don't know if it's a 3 and 3 like Smith Vilbert got from under the cover. How much does Brian Flores and new defensive line coach Ryan Nielsen, how much must they love somebody to?
That's what I'm saying.
To find him, get him. So now you got to do a little negotiating to be like, these teams are on you. We're going to give you this to get you here. And then we're going to give you this. Mm-hmm. And it's like bang, bang, bang. He's 6'6", 282, Smith Vilbert.
I mean, that's an amazing deal for an undrafted free agent.
Now, Spotrac, the contract bid, that's where I saw the 3 and 3. Mm-hmm. So I'm writing the assumption that's accurate.
God. You know, good for
He's going to make $885 this year, which is crazy for an undrafted rookie. Mm. And then he's getting, it's $1 million and change the final 2.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good for
Doesn't say
guys.
If it's guaranteed or anything, so effectively maybe it's 1 and 885, but regardless, you're stepping out. You love this cat. You love him with that money.
Yeah, you said Penn State by way of, or where
North Carolina started at Penn State. 25 years of age. He got this deal Monday on his 25th birthday.
So what you're saying is he took a pay cut from college.
Always.
Always.
Oh, by the way, in closing, 25-year-old rookies, is that commonplace these days, COVID and like the whole thing?
It's probably becoming
25 years old.
It's probably becoming a little bit more because of COVID. Like we're getting out of the COVID stuff right now. I guess the last couple of years. So this will probably be the tail end of the 25-year-olds. But again, you know, NIL is working the way it's supposed to be working.
Yeah.
They want to keep these guys, especially basketball players, in college longer to make the game more competitive at the amateur side. Yeah. Now it's completely out of whack, and there's no guardrails and all this other stuff.
It's like Billy, Johnny, Christie, and Susie fall in love with Nacho Leber as a Texas Longhorn point guard, getting $600,000 in NIL. Well, he had a great year, averaged a triple-double. Well, Billy, Johnny, Christie, and Susie are like, well, what happened? Where is he? Well, he went to Texas A&M for another $150,000.
Right.
Then Antoine and Tamika fall in love with him in College Station. What happened? Where is he? Well, he left for Winthrop because they gave him $1.5 million.
Right.
That's great. That's fantastic.
No, it's not good for college sports, but it's keeping these kids in college sports. It's making the ideas to make the college game much more competitive across the board, and especially in basketball, where you stop getting these one and dones, where these guys realize, oh, I'm going to be a G leaguer for a couple years in the NBA. If I declare, maybe I'll stay here and make $1 million in college.
Got mine.
Yeah,
no doubt. Look forward to seeing you tonight at 7 o'clock, and we'll watch you on Channel 5, 3 o'clock today with Twin Cities Live.
All right. Bart Scott, can't wait. Bye.
Bart Scott, can't wait. It's Ben Leber at Nacho Leber via X News du Nord around the corner. Then Senor Spotty, Kevin Gorg, will stop by the studio, chat about the Wild and more on KFAN.
This is 9 to noon on The Fan. Irregular, who have...
What up, 9 to noon? It's News du Nord, brought to you by The Casino, Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. Feeling the felt. poker, blackjack, and table games all year round. And, I suppose live racing is going to kick off in just a couple weeks. Memorial Day weekend at Canterbury Park. Looking forward to that season kicking off. But also with the Preakness ahead of us, you can always still go. It's early watching and wagering and potentially winning on Derby. You got Preakness. You got all that. So musical events, expos, it's all good at Canterbury. The website, once again, is canterburypark.com. The Minnesota Twins, 2 days ago, it was a 3-0, 89-pitch full game shutout for Bailey Ober. Yesterday it was a little bit different. 9-5 the loss. Simeon Woods Richardson gave up 8 runs, 6 of them earned on 7 hits and 4 walks in the 3 and change innings he actually pitched. Sadly, in his last 30 and a third innings over his past 7 starts, 9.8 ERA for Mr. Woods Richardson. So something has to be figured out there. But in the end, you get another one today. Zebby Matthews, I think, is taking the green line from St. Paul and the Saints over to Target Field. He'll be starting today for a matinee game, 12:40 p.m. first pitch for your 19 and 24 Minnesota Twins. And then cool border battle weekend. Brewers coming into town. They'll see Joe Ryan and Ober, I believe, over the weekend. But the Brewers making the mix. Tons of Scotty fans. Good luck. Good luck to the Twins. To the NHL, our team's out of it, and we're going to get more into that with Kevin Gorg around the corner. But there are still games going on. The Avs are waiting to see what happens tonight. Vegas Golden Knights, 3-2 series lead. They're on the cusp of advancing for the chance to get beaten up by Makar and McKinnon, etc. They're at the Ducks. Prior to that, it's Canadiens and Sabres. The Carolina Hurricanes, also an 8-0 start to the postseason. They're waiting for this series, currently tied 2-2, so they'll get at least 2 more games out of this one. Canadiens and Sabres, let's go Zucker and Tage Thompson and Big Rig and everybody associated. Alex Tuck.
Big Rig, Jordan Greenway.
Big Rig. It didn't work out here, I guess, necessarily, but I love Jordan Greenway when he was on the squad. He joined our show a few times, and he's a guy you root for. So
yes, sir.
Let's go Sabres. Let's beat those Canadiens and take a 3-2 series lead there.
Oh, somebody fired a coach yesterday. Might have been Edmonton. And the reason I bring it up is because I actually was told it happened last night. It had been out there and stuff.
Yeah, they fired Knobloch.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yep.
Chris, right?
It is Chris. Chris with a K. Chris
there we
Knobloch.
Go.
Yeah.
But the person with whom I was speaking told me Gabby has a puncher's chance to get that job.
What?
Bruce Boudreau.
You kidding me?
Why would that surprise you?
No, I mean, it's fantastic.
Long-standing, accomplished coach.
No, it's. Are you kidding me? That'd be awesome for him to get another opportunity.
It has puncher's chance to it. It wasn't put that way to me. That's why I'm going to say it. But still, Bruce Boudreau with if it happens, McDazzle, Draisaitl, Evan Bouchard and the gang, that'd be cool for Brucey.
Do you think he'd open shows even though we're here in Minnesota and he's in Edmonton, game day morning skate chats with Gabby?
He'd drive over to Tria. He'd take an Uber to Tria just to do it.
Oh, my goodness. Bruce Boudreau, that's cool. No, I did not know that. But
that's chair
sweet.
Chance.
Feels like as we are now, and again, we're going to continue to sift through the ashes of yesterday's defeat for the Wild, but those Carolina Hurricanes, man, if you haven't seen much of what they've been doing in the postseason, take a peek at some. That team's running high, and we know what we just faced in Denver. That feels like the matchup, but we shall see. NBA, there was a single game going last night. Cavs and Pistons. I don't know if you did any channel flipping once you got home, PA, but Cavs win in overtime, and Harden goes off. He had 30 points, 8 boards, and 6 dimes. Cunningham was terrific, nearly a 40-point night for him. Went to OT. Cavs win it. But while I was kind of following the hockey game, and we had started kind of communicating. Ryan Blackburn, for instance, the Nuggets guy from Denver.
Locked on Nuggets.
But he kept popping up in my feed. Apparently, Harden was up to like OG Harden foul-related tricks where he was drawing fouls that were pissing everybody off last night. So Cavs get out of Detroit with a 3-2 series lead. Bickerstaff's all fired up, but
that might be Cleveland's first postseason road win.
For real?
It might be.
Wow.
But we're not limited to.
But they get to come home on Friday as part of the doubleheader. We have OKC on our side of the bracket that's just chilling. Mm-hmm. We have the Knicks on the Eastern Conference side of the bracket just chilling.
Just chilling.
So they're going to be watching on Friday night as 6 o'clock. Detroit trying to save the season. Cleveland trying to move on to face Cat and Brunson and everybody. While the Minnesota Timberwolves are at home, 8:30 p.m. It's a prime game. Dial up Amazon Prime as Anthony Edwards tries to continue and extend this season and force a Game 7 back to San Antonio, while SGA and J-Dub and Chet and all the boys in Oklahoma City are just hanging out, waiting to find out who they're going to sweep.
If we had like a 9 to noon NBA-wide NBA radio shorty with Frank Isola,
yeah,
one of my first questions would be, are the Philadelphia 76ers truly best suited to have Tyrese Maxey playing with Joel Embiid? Because when Joel gets the ball, 92.3% of the time, it ain't coming back to anybody.
Yeah.
And I just don't know if Tyrese Maxey running to the Luke Mbamute Richard, whatever his name was, Trevor Ariza corner.
Yeah.
I just don't know if throwing it to Embiid with 13 on the shot clock and Maxey running to the other corner, I just don't know if that gives you the highest potential to win basketball games.
I don't think so.
So it's like, because we became a little infatuated with Philly when they bounced Tatum.
That's right.
You bounce Tatum and Brown, you get the attention of league freakers.
That matters.
So then I'm watching your games, kind of pulling for you, low-key. I think it's cool. Edgecombe from Baylor is going to be, he's a stud, and he's going to be better next year. But when Embiid would play, Maxey's the point. He throws it to Embiid. I ain't kidding you. 6.5 out of 7 times, ball ain't coming back, and Maxey just runs to a corner and never sees the ball.
Yeah.
Tyrese Maxey is the bomb.
I don't know how you take it out of his hands, but then you're going to argue because Embiid is so good.
Right.
But then the offense goes stagnant with Embiid and Maxey on the court at times. And then you're trying to filter in Paul George.
Oh, wow.
Who I think is on a mission just to make relevant Paul George, if that makes any sense.
You give the ball to Paul George, it ain't coming back to you.
No, it's not. So, I mean, it's...
And then Andre Drummond.
I don't know if you were listening yesterday, completely off topic, but I had Wild Joe on yesterday.
Heard part of it.
And... good conversation leading up. It's Game 5. You think you're going to get the Wild's best effort.
You know I listened yesterday. I texted you during the basketball bit.
No, I know that, but I don't know if you heard all of Wild Joe.
Got you.
But to that end, I ended it with, hey.
I think I heard Michael Russo 19 times on KFAN yesterday.
Yeah, he was on 3 or 4 times. It was a busy day for the scribe.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, I just kind of threw in, hey, your Birds are playing overseas. What do you think about the international games?
Oh, I heard
and
that.
He just kind of, yeah, it's fine, whatever, go Eagles.
Yeah.
I don't get to go. It's, during my season with the Wild. By the way,
yeah.
I mean, I haven't heard or seen like true Philly come out of Wild Joe Radio until he had to tell us how offended he was that NBA fans were claiming that Philly was a soft town.
Oh, wow.
Because Knicks fans, I think it's like a 50-minute train ride, probably something like that.
Oh, wow.
From Philly
I didn't
to
hear
NYC.
this part.
Yeah.
Now, Fija, Fairness and Joe Act. We were catching him on the day of a funeral.
I always love that one.
So his mind may have been pear-shaped in certain ways.
But he was offended by the implication that Philly was an awful or soft sports town because Knicks fans infiltrated, I forget, is it Spectra? I don't know. I can't remember what the hell the arena's called.
Lincoln Financial Arena.
But apparently... It is right next door. Mm-hmm. But apparently, Knicks fans by the thousands were infiltrating the Philly home games during the series.
Yeah, your guy Fat Joe was in the 5th row.
And therefore...
Fat Joe was going nuts.
Philly doesn't care about the Sixers. Philly doesn't support their teams. Philly is a soft sports town.
Wow.
I hadn't heard Wild Joe Radio as animated about anything.
He gets grace.
As he was about that. So
might have seen a funeral coming.
It was on the day.
Funeral for a sports friend.
He was writing the eulogy. I totally get it.
Yep, you poked him.
But the Sixers just completely. I think Embiid missed Game 2. You're right on the Sixers. So we're going to potentially watch Cat and company facing one of these two teams, Cavs or Pistons, for a chance to go to the NBA Finals. And we're going to be watching Anthony Edwards rise to the occasion tomorrow night and force a Game 7 at Target Center under the bright lights. That's News to Nord, brought to you by...
No, Game 7 at San Antonio.
Yeah, tomorrow night, though, is under the bright lights of Target Center.
And that would be Sunday. So, into the weeds of 9 to noon host, FEHA, Fairness and Host Act. If there is a Game 7, I want to go to San Antonio and sweat it. Now, I started looking into that last night. I mean, just if you feel like you're getting squeezed from like all angles of life now financially, you got the low hangers, gasoline, groceries, hear about that a lot. But the squeezing can emerge from just the strangest angles sometimes. For instance, I'm not going to name the coffee place yesterday. How about this? I got a small black coffee in a drive-thru.
Okay.
Was told, okay, is that it? Yep. Blah, blah, blah. Medium roast. Okay, cool. $2.88. I get to the window. I'm sorry, it's $3.11. The price went up noon Eastern.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm in the line at 10:59. I get that coffee at 11:03, 12:03, noon 03 Eastern.
What is coffee? I mean, is there a market that I don't know about?
Went from $2.88 for a small black coffee to $3.11.
During the wait.
During the wait. You talk about getting squeezed. You talk about getting squeezed. Holy! I'm like, what? Noonie? Okay, here it is. Here's $4. Keep the change. Okay, I started looking at San Antonio flights, like leave Saturday, come back Monday, leave Sunday, come back Monday.
Yeah.
Early in the week. I'm going to say round trip, 6 and low change, 6 and mid change. Looked at it last night, $1,500.
I always love that one.
Okay, now I get a text from somebody who is going to be at the Mexico City game.
Yeah.
They started looking at Marriott's in Mexico City last week.
Good idea.
For whatever the reason, let's just say.
Right.
Like $240 a night. Well, with all the ballyhooed releasing and everything.
The leaks and such.
$1,300 a night at same Marriott now.
I always love that one.
You talk about getting squeezed. We're getting squeezed all over the place. This is unbelievable.
Oh, that's going to be so fun down in Mexico City. It's going to be fun if we handle business tomorrow night. Mm-hmm. I mean, I'm not in charge.
Wait.
I'm not in charge of your money, man. I would almost. I think you have to go.
I might.
I think you have to go.
Yeah,
you have to do it.
Be nice if I knew a flight attendant.
I always love that one.
It would be nice.
I got to go get Spotty. Be right back.
All right, party on. That's News to Nord, brought to you by the Casino at Canterbury Park, CanterburyPark.com. The aforementioned Spotty. That's Kevin Gorg. Gorgomatic 2-1 via X. He is in studio. Hockey and horses next.
This is 9 to noon, live on iHeartRadio and KFAN, The Fan.
From the 1-800-ASK